بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فإن أحسن الكلام كلام الله وخير الهدى هدى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وإن شر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. Okay, this is a series of lessons on the subject of the rulings, the Islamic rulings upon Ruqya, which is the plural of Ruqya, which is the incantations that we recite, for example, in order to protect ourselves from the jinn or from any other types of harms that come to us. And at-tama'im, the plural of tamima, which in English we can translate as talismans, or these amulets that people wear. So this series of lessons will be tackling these two subjects. And the content of these lectures are taken from a book, a very nice book that's been compiled by Dr. Fahad bin Dawayan bin Aoud as-Suhaimi. And he is a member of those who teach in the Islamic University of Medina. And before we actually begin the first subject, which is Ruqya, which is the subject of incantations, then there's a number of important topics that we need to go through to lay the foundations. And there are two issues that we need to discuss. The first is regarding what are known as the ways and the means. In Arabic, asbab, the plural of sabab, which means a way or a means. And the second issue is, we'll tackle this in just a minute. And the second issue is the issue of the position of Islam towards the use of medicine and treatment. So these two issues, we'll tackle them first before we enter into the discussion of Ruqya. So as for the first issue, these things that we call the asbab, the ways and the means. What are these ways and means? To explain, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has legislated there are two types of asbab, two types of ways and means. The first of which are those which are based in the Sharia, asbab al-shar'iyya, and the second which are those which are related to the creation. So for example, Allah has made the deen of Islam as a means or as a way or a means for a person to enter into paradise. This is like in a general sense. Similarly, Allah has made, for example, when a person seeks forgiveness or when he makes tawbah, Allah has made that a sabab or a means or a way by which a person acquires forgiveness or he receives forgiveness. And there are many other things in the Sharia, many specific things in the Sharia. For example, giving salam or making the salutations with a Muslim brother. This is one of the ways, it's one of the asbab by which love is spread between the Muslimin, as occurs in a hadith, in which the Messenger ﷺ said that shall I not direct you to something which if you do will increase the love, and amongst them is the giving of the salam or the making of the salutations. So therefore there are asbab, or there are ways and means which are based in the Sharia, and we can either look at it in a general sense, in a sense that the deen of Islam and Tawheed is a means by which a person enters paradise. Or when we look in the Sunnah or in the Quran, we find very specific things which indicate to us that these specific things lead to certain effects or lead to certain results. Just to give another example, as the Messenger ﷺ said in an authentic hadith, in the meaning of which is that in the prayer that we stand shoulder to shoulder and ankle to ankle, and we don't leave any gaps. And the Messenger ﷺ said that either we stand like this, or otherwise there will be separation between the hearts. So this is the meaning of the hadith. This shows that from the Sharia means is that in order to unite the people's hearts, that one of the ways to this is to stand shoulder to shoulder and heel to heel, and to not to have any gaps in the rows. And this is a Sharia means. It's a means which Allah has legislated, which if the Muslims act upon, then it will lead to the effect, which is the Muslims being united in their hearts. So these are just some examples to show what we mean when we say, or when we speak about the asbab shar'iyah, the Sharia ways and means. Ways and means which lead to certain effects. So there are those which are based on the Sharia. And similarly, there are those which are the asbab kawniyah, what we call the asbab kawniyah. These are the ways and means which we find in life or in creation. So for example,